Good morning. Welcome back to the Carter James Ranch. About 11:30 on February 28th. Hey, I want to point out I bought these panels a few weeks back. You can build corrals with them. I had to load up 634 today and take her into the vet, and these things came in extremely handy. We're not over by the corrals, so I just built a little temporary corral. Was able to usher her in, back to the trailer up right to here. Was able to get her up in there. She's pretty stubborn. She didn't go easily. I actually had to get her calf in there as well, try to prod her in there. But she's a stubborn one. But got her into the vet. They think it's foot rot. I spent a good hour and a half one day, probably closer to 2 hours, trying to get her into get her into the head chute. Got her into the alleyway, and she just would not go in there. I didn't have an electrical prodder, and I had a flag, and I kind of tried to hit her a little bit. Didn't hit her real hard. I know I'm probably a little sensitive with that kind of stuff, but just her foot rot started to get better. I got some LA200 into her, which is an antibiotic, not a real strong antibiotic, but got something into her, and her foot was getting better. And then it started to get worse, but I obviously didn't get enough. So I got her into the vet today. Here she is. I wanted to point something out to you. I know she's not going to let me get close enough. She would not go down their alleyway. And let me try to zoom in here real quick. Can you see the redness on her? I was shocked how aggressive they were with her trying to get her down the alleyway. They had a cattle prod that was shocking her, and they just kept shocking her. They even got to the point where they were just outright hitting her. She got herself turned around. They were hitting her in the face, kicking her in the face. I was taken back. They ended up apologizing to me. I think they just got so frustrated with her. And while this was going on, I literally was thinking, boy, I got to get another vet. This is horrible how they're treating this animal. She's annoying. She's very difficult. She's stubborn. She decides she doesn't want to do something. She actually fell down at one point, and I had the thought in my mind, I'm going, man, she was so stressed. She was almost had a scream going on. Her tongue was hanging out. She was foaming at the mouth. I just felt awful. But she definitely has burn marks on her back. You can actually see her on her back, saliva still. About an hour ago, where she was just foaming. I was happy. They ended up getting 50 cc's of antibiotic into her. I was only able to get 12 cc's, and they were able to get a much stronger antibiotic. So tough situation, since she wouldn't go into the head chute, so we were not able to inspect her foot. She just won't let us inspect her foot. So we need to go the antibiotic route, and hopefully it clears itself up. She's definitely lost some condition, not being able to move around that well. She's not able to get up and eat enough hay or graze. This is the right side of her, but you can see that indent on her hip bone. So she has definitely not got enough to eat. I'm sure it doesn't look, it might look that bad on her left side, which is the side you always want to look at and see if they're getting enough to eat. But yeah, that was not a pleasant experience. But we just rolled out some hay with the cattle this morning, just leaving them in this same paddock here. Just trying to buy the rest of the pastures some time. But with this kind of weather, we're gonna have, the grass is gonna be exploding through. I did notice they were grazing yesterday, but it's always good you don't want to go straight to green grass. Too much protein, they'll be putting it right out the backside. It's always good to give a little dry matter. Here's 1845. She was new. She's been here about let's see here. She's been here a week now. A week to 10 days. Her and her little calf. Well, let's see if we can't look at the other side of 634. Here's our lead steer. Beautiful animal. Oh man, you've even got, look at this. Can you see? She's even got cuts where that prod broke her skin. Yeah, they were just way too rough, I just kept thinking to myself, as a steward of these animals, they can be frustrating and we're trying to help them, but at what point does it become too much? You know, if you had a kid or something that wasn't listening, you wouldn't treat them like that. So yeah, I'm still a little bothered by it. I think going forward, if I decide to use that vet still, when I take animals in, I need to be very vocal about how far we'll go trying to get them into the chute. And if we can't get them in to get that type of a treatment done, I need to say, hey, you just need to treat her as best you can without abusing her, because that was awful. But you can see, yeah, she's pretty sunk in on her left side. I noticed it a lot this morning. She was real sunk in because I know she's not able to get up and get around. So, sorry, girl. That was not a good experience for both of us. Other bad thing, her calf was along for the ride. That's the way I had to get her loaded up. I needed to bring her calf along to get her up into the trailer. So he got to witness all that and kind of be right amongst it. So, not a great situation. Anyone have comments? I'd love to hear what you've done in the past. If you have a vet or that's gone too far, is it just really good to be proactive with all that stuff? Tell them what they can do. I did need them to get the antibiotic into her. So I was even thinking, you know, if she can't get over this foot situation, I'm not going to be able to breed her. And from a herd standpoint, she would either probably need to go or go become hamburger, which I don't really want to do that yet. She's 9, so she's not a spring chicken, but she's got some life left in her. But I am hoping that this does not become a reoccurring problem with her foot. So, but whew, she is really stubborn, real stubborn. Oh, I walked right by her. This cow right here, this was an open cow that we got. Yeah, the cattle, I should have rolled some more hay out for them yesterday since our grass isn't great. She's sunken in a little bit, but when she first showed up, she looked real gaunt. I mean, she looked awful. I know she'd been penned up for a couple of days, getting ready to get shipped out, and was eating some crappy hay back in early December, but she started to fill out. Like I said yesterday, I don't think I had enough out for them. Just kind of getting back into town from my Colorado trip, trying to get caught up on everything. But yeah, she's gotten pretty used to me just in a week. Couldn't get this close to her. You see she has horns on her left side. That left horn has been cut. The right horn, we may need to cut that. Looks like it might be growing back down. It's not touching her head yet, but it looks like it might get to that point. So, last day of February. Wonderful day. This is 634's daughter, number 30. I've said that before. They both share the white face. What's interesting is she's got horns. So well, that must be a recessive gene, maybe the 634 carries, or the bull. They're not registered animals. They're not registered South Poles. So I bought 4 South Poles locally. They were non-registered just early on, just to add to the steers. And in hindsight, I'm kind of wishing I hadn't done that. I think I really just want to have a registered herd. So I'm not sure if I will just keep them and breed them to Comanche, or if I'm at some point gonna offer up that herd, those 4 animals, for sale, just to make sure that everything's a little easier to maintain. So that's what we got going on a beautiful day here. So hoping to watch 634 here. Hopefully she's on the road to recovery, getting that much antibiotic put into her. But really stressful morning for her. So again, I would be appreciating any comments from any of you guys that you know, what do you talk to your vet about when they're just way too aggressive with the animal and physically go over the line? So thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Hope you have a great day. God bless.